Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the next chapter of Expedition 33. Okay, I have no idea what just happened.
Still too far.
Being out here isn't what I expected.
As expected. Hey. You okay?
Death out here's not like death in Lumière, is it? I thought I was used to losing people. Life of a foster child, right? But not like that. On the beach. That man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Nevrons we were prepared for, but not. And now we've finally found other survivors, and it's... You know, that's the insidious thing about the Gommage. It's predictable, almost gentle. It makes Lumière complacent and accepting, but... The Gommage is equally violent than death. Death is just as final.
I've been having nightmares.
Yeah, me too. Look, if death approaches, I want you to run. No, promise me. Run. Especially if we meet the man from the beach. We can't face him. You see him? You run.
Only if you do the same.
Oh, I'm running as soon as I see a strand of white hair, trust me. You won't even see me, I'm running so fast.
Oh, please, you're an old man. I can outrun you any day.
Yeah, right.
An old man at 33.
When 30 was young, you know.
Sure.
Hey, it's that guy. Good old suck-faced. See.
Surprised to find you here.
I hope we can trust him.
Well, at least we can upgrade our pictos.
Can't swap at camp. The curator offers you his services. Upgrade weapons, upgrade expedition resources. What does this do? The curator can increase lumina points for each character and improve tints by increasing their potency. Oh, that's cool. Adding a lumina point to a character costs 1 color of lumina. There is no limit to the amount of lumina points that a character can have. Ew. Improving tints requires special items. Each tint requires a different item, and improving tints increases their effectiveness. Each tint can only be improved twice. Okay. So we have like small, medium, large, I guess. Cool. Alright. I don't know how long this particular episode is going to be. It might be a little bit shorter. Maybe we'll just go back and fight that trumpet dude. I have no idea. Achievable. Oh yeah, and he does upgrade weapons too, doesn't he? Upgrade weapons. The curator can upgrade weapons. The list of available weapons for the current character is shown on the left of the screen. They can be sorted by power, by level, or alphabetically. Weapons are the main source of attack power. Passive effects from weapons can't be learnt as Lumina and are only active if the weapon is equipped. Weapons also scale the damage from some of your attributes. For example, a weapon that scales with agility means that the more agility the character has, the more damage the weapon will deal. Its scaling power is defined by the associated letter ranking from D to S. The curator can upgrade your weapons using chroma catalysts. Upgrading weapons increases their attack power and attribute scaling, and can unlock new passive effects at specific rarity levels. Weapons of different qualities require different chroma catalysts to be upgraded. Okay, so at the moment, it is upgrade to level 3, which I don't. I have heaps of. And then these ones need a better one, which I've got one of. Goes with luck. Agility and luck. Defense and agility. Vitality and luck. Okay, so it is a bit of a mix, eh? Hmm. I suppose I could do this one. Upgrade it for the 2. Guess I need to switch some stuff around, you know? I kind of don't want to do their original weapons. Like, maybe it's worth it. But, I don't know. Okay. He's weird. Floating buildings. No, I think we're camping in the same spot. I mean, we're technically probably still in the same zone, so I kind of get it, but... Do I have new music? Can I play that cool boss fight song? No? Okay. Not worried about it then. Why have you guys not... Hello?
How did the Gestrels survive out here?
They're like puppets or some shit, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
I can't wait to ask them. Gestrels? How did...
I'm not sure.
I can't wait.
Told you Gestrels were real.
You did not.
Well, I thought it.
Okay. This is still nothing back here, I guess. It's a couple of things of nothing. That's a bunch of nothing. This is a bunch of nothing. I suppose we should look at skills, eh? Because we definitely leveled up a few times. And I did say when we're back at camp we'd do the whole skill upgrading thing. Alright, so... Break damage to all enemies every turn. Also increases all break damage received. Can break. Break good. Break good. Me like break. Can break if 4 stains are consumed. Consumes all stains to deal damage. To do high elemental damage to the target. But what elemental damage is? Is it just a little bit of everything, is it? Electrify, lightning dance. Cost me 7 to cast it. Deals low single target of all 4 different types. Deals medium ice damage to all enemies. Applies slow for 3 turns. High ice damage to all enemies and heals allies. Huh. Nice. Extreme damage to all enemies. 8 hits. Each hit deals deals damage in a random element. Right. All enemies receive medium lightning damage at the end of their turn, and low lightning damage when they receive damage. Okay. This is like making her more of a healer, right? Revives an ally with 30 to 70% health and 2 additional AP. Interesting. And that's what? Is that lightning or light? That's lightning. Yeah, that's lightning. So if we do, it needs lightning to be very good. That needs earth to be good for healing. Earth for healing. Lightning for res. So it's like, clear! Heals 1 to 3 allies, 40 to 60% health. Consume fire to also apply regen that heals on turn start for 3 turns. That's pretty sick. I like that. Fire damage to all enemies. Not too bad. And applies 3 burn. It's not too bad. It's cheap too. Oh, cheapish. Deals increasingly higher fire damage to all enemies every turn until Lune receives damage. Stuns self if interrupted. What do you mean interrupted? You can be interrupted? Hell. This spell's just called Hell. Deals very high fire damage that applies 5 burn per hit to all enemies over 2 hits. Deals self-damage if failed. Right. Break damage to all enemies every turn. Also increases all break damage received by 50% and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. There's some cool stuff. I can't really do anything unless I want to go with, like, earth damage. It does let her break, though, I guess. Yeah, okay. I'll get her that. And then we'll go with that there. Can we... Oh no, hold on. So if I go immolation and we put it there. What was immolation? What immolation cost? 2. Ice Lance costs 4. Hold on, what's the difference between these two? Yes, this is going to be a long time of me doing stats and stuff. You know what? I'll tell you what. We had a cutscene at the start. Vodlings, you're welcome to hang around. This will probably be... I'll do this up as a bit of a shorter episode, where I'll just focus on... Oh, I'm stretching. I'll just focus on abilities and Lumina and all that sort of stuff and really getting into the nitty-gritty of it. If that's not your thing, totally understand. You're welcome to jump back in the next one. If you just got me on in the background, I'm just going to be saying a lot of different things. Stats, fire, burns, res, tinctures. I don't think I've said tincture in this game yet, but you know what I mean. But yeah, we're getting into some menu zone. Okay. Immolation. Now that everybody that just wanted story and action has skipped on to the next episode, you and I can get into the stats. So Immolation deals low single target fire damage and 3 burn, 1 hit. Applies 2 more burns if the target is marked. Deals low single target ice damage, 2 hits. That's the thermal transfer. So you gain 4 AP if they're burning. And then deals medium fire damage to all enemies, 1 hit. That's all enemies though. And it's medium fire damage. Also applies 3 burn. I mean... it's not terrible. But it's also not in the right spot. So we'll put... Ice Lance there. Because Electrify is cheap. Electrify is good and cheap. We can just go... we might... You know what, let's just do this. She has no powers now. Oh, she has to have that one. Okay. She has to have at least 1 power at a time. So. Electrify deals low single target lightning damage. Do that. Something cheap, you know. And it consumes fire to generate whatever. So it's a converter as well. Then we can look at thermal transfer. And we can look at actually, you know what? Get rid of this. We'll do immolation. Low single target fire damage, 3 burn. Right? And then we'll do thermal transfer. So that way if they're already burning, we can do that. Thermal transfer is pretty cheap. Thunderfall's good, but it's also pretty spenny for what we've got at the moment. Rock Slide deals medium single target earth damage, or Thunderfall deals medium lightning damage to random enemies. Ow, my leg! Oh! Medium single target earth damage. It's 2 hits and it can break. I might put that there as like a breaker. It says it generates 2 different elements and then something else. A star? Oh, it generates break. Okay. Generates break. Or can break, I guess. Anyway. We have 2 more slots. So let's go with low earth damage to all enemies for 3. Medium fire damage to all enemies. 4. Consumes lightning for increased damage, or medium fire damage to all enemies in 1 hit. Which one was the... Yeah, it's thermal transfer that gives me a bunch of AP. We don't have any cheap earth. Businessness. Medium fire damage to all enemies in 1 hit. For 1 hit. And applies 3 burn. I mean, that generates earth for us, right? Let's do that, I guess. Oh, actually, let's do that there. And then this one... do a heal. So we got... Oh, we don't have the really good electric one. Thunderfall. Okay. See, Electrify is good and cheap. Which she can use even if she's only got 1. And then I can't heal. You're not Wildfire, what are you doing? Healing Light. And then put Immolation there. Then here we'll put Thermal Transfer. Yeah. I don't want to quit out of there, get out of here. Her stuff I think is going to be really interesting, just the way it's already synergizing. There's 6 skill points. Woo! You can't unlock shit at the moment. Why are these locked? He has so many locked skills. I mean, she's got a couple, but it's kind of like he's got a lot of locked skills. Can't do much with him at all. He's just a dude. Very high single target damage for 6 hits. Uses weapons element. Overcharges fully charged using shatter. Damn. Overcharge cost me 4. This is shatter. Deals high lightning damage to all enemies 1 hit. Can also break if the target is broken by the hit, overcharge is fully charged. That's pretty sick. We can't do anything about it right now, but pretty sick. Now hers, she doesn't even have 6 abilities yet, so... Shell, reducing damage taken to up to 3 allies for 3 turns. Applies defenseless to all enemies for 3 turns. Reapplies current stance and gives 2 to 4 AP. Okay, so she can just... like, pass a turn, I guess, and give herself a bunch of AP. Deals medium single target fire damage for 2 hits. Applies 3 burn. It puts you in aggressive stance. Defensive stance applies 2 more burn per hit. Okay. This is the one we've already got. Target becomes weak to fire damage for 2 turns. Deals low single target fire damage for 1 hit. Applies 3 burn. And then this adds to it. Medium single target physical damage for 2 hits. Consumes up to 10 burn for increased damage. That's pretty sick. You can effectively blow them up. 1 hit damage increase for each hit received since the previous turn. That's cool. And can break. Extreme single target fire damage for 3 hits. Applies 5 burn per hit. Wow. Reduces self-health to 1 but refills all AP. And switches to virtuous stance. Oh, that's kind of cool. Very high single target physical damage. 1 hit. Reduced AP cost for each attack parried since last turn. Deals high single target damage. 1 hit. Uses weapons element. Increased damage to marked targets. Isn't all damage... Isn't that what marking does? I need to look into that, because I thought that's what marking does. It increases the damage in general. Virtuous stance makes it cheaper. Protects allies by taking damage in their place for 2 turns. You can make her into a real tank. Okay. High single target physical damage for 3 hits in virtuous stance. Stay in virtuous stance. Can break. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take that straight away. Low single target physical damage for 2 hits. Destroy all target shields. Gain 1 AP per shield destroyed. If target is defenseless, play a second turn. Medium damage to all enemies. 1 hit. Uses weapons element. Applies defenseless. Extreme single target damage. 5 hits. Uses weapons element. Crits deal double damage. Okay, so we've got a couple. Now. Let's get rid of... Can we not just get rid of her ones like the other one? Good. No? Why not? Didn't we clear out the abilities for the other chick? Why can't I... Hold on. Ah, there we go. Okay. Low single target damage and applies defenseless for 3 turns. 1 hit. Uses weapons element. And that switches to offensive mode. So I guess we got to work backwards. So... Blu-ray Fury. Put there. And per se, we'll do that. Now, Fleuret Fury needs Virtuose Stance. Per se needs Virtuose Stance. What puts me in Virtuose Stance? Swift Stride. Switches to virtuoso stance if target is burning. Alright, so we've got to, we've got to set fire to stuff. Now. Low single target fire damage, 1 hit. Target becomes weak to fire damage for 2 turns. It doesn't burn them though. Low single target fire damage for 1 hit and applies burn. If you're already in offensive stance, it applies 2 more burn. So we'll do that. We'll do that. And then use weapons element or fire damage. We'll do that. Okay. As for you, you only have your 6 abilities, so you don't really matter right now. Cool. And before we do anything else, there should be... Nope. Nope. There we go. Skill wheel. AP. Skill wheel. Skill wheel, yes. Not really a wheel, but alright. Parry share the same timing as perfect dodge, but is more difficult than a regular dodge. Parrying recovers AP, in addition to avoiding damage. So effectively, a perfect dodge is when you could have done a parry. Gustave's overcharge. Lumière stains. Maelle's stances. Using the base attack and offensive stance or defensive stance switches her to the opposite. Oh, okay, that's cool. Didn't know that. If she switches to a stance that she's already in, she becomes stanceless, which doesn't provide any bonus or penalty. Switch between stances without interruption to maximize her skill's effects. Yep. Quick time events. Expedition status. Chrome elixirs, elemental affinities. Status effects. Okay, here we go. Burn. Deals damage at the beginning of the character's turn. It is possible to be affected by multiple instances of burn, which increases the burn damage received. Freeze. Prevents the character from playing for multiple turns in a row. Frozen is removed when the character takes damage. Stun. Prevents the character from playing. Inverted. Prevents the character from being healed. If the character is healed, while affected by inverted, it takes damage instead. Interesting. Mark. Increases the next damage received by the character by 50%. Marked only affects 1 instance of damage. Okay, so the ones that say marked, it deals double damage or whatever, they're just bonuses. So any damage received on marked is a plus 50% bonus. Charm prevents a character from playing. Instead, the character attacks one of its allies. That's gross. Blight reduces the max health of the character. It is possible to be affected by multiple instances of Blight. Each instance reduces max health by 10%. Gross. Oh, pardon me. Berserk. Increases the character's damage every turn. It can be accumulated up to 12 times, with each stack increasing damage by... Now I've got hiccups. With each stack increasing damage by 5%. Whoa, that's pretty good. Usually Berserk has a downside, but you also take more damage or whatever. Cursed kills the character at the end of its duration. Oh, gross. Bound prevents the character from dodging, so you have to parry. Exhausted prevents the character from gaining AP from any source. Dizzy makes it harder for the character to aim. Silence prevents the character from using skills. And Rage makes the character play twice in a row. Oh. Why would that be a bad thing? Unless it means, just basic attack, or maybe it's used on enemies. Regen heals the character 10% of max health at the beginning of their turn. Powerful. Amplifies the character's damage by 25%, so that's what we can do with Gustave. Rush increases the speed of the character. Shell reduces the damage received by 20%. Powerless reduces the character's damage by 20%. Slow reduces their speed by 25%. And Defenseless increases the damage received by the character by 25%. Okay. So if you give your allies powerful and them defenseless, they're going to wreck shop. The break bar, it fills, is good to fill with enemies. Multiple hits deal less damage. Skills with multiple hits deal less damage to a break bar. When the break bar is full, the enemy can be broken by specific skills like overcharge. A broken enemy takes... Yawn! A broken enemy takes 20% increased damage and is usually stunned for 1 turn. Okay, cool. Pictos are Pictos. Each character can learn Luminas. Yep, so it's Lumina points. First strike. Flying enemies. Jumping. Shields. Passive effects from weapons. The Curator. He upgrades stuff. Expedition flags. Merchants. But you gotta fight them. Paint cages. Yeah, we know that. Okay, cool. We've learnt a lot there. Now, the last thing that we want to check out is not in here. Have more quest items. Oh yeah, Burgeon skin. Don't like that. Stuff that we got from the early days. Okay. I want to go to the Pictos. So, Gustave, with his abilities, the way his abilities are, he does shooty bang bangs. He heals himself, he has recovery, etc. Can I even move his abilities? Of course I can. What a silly question. And I'm going to put overcharge on this second column, along with from fire, and put the heal in here. Actually, let's do it like that. Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But his Pictos. So if he does shooty bang bangs. He can do abilities when he wants to. Do weapons have passives as well, do they? Not at the moment, but they can. Alright. Base attack, free aim hit, base attack, etc. Alright. What do we want to do with him? Ascending, ascending. Level alphabetical, equipped, health, defense, speed, critical rate. Nah. No. Alright, so we have 20% chance to mark on free aim shot. Pretty good. Counterattack damage. Shell when falling below. After a free aim hit, base attack damage is increased by 50% for 1 turn. Chance to apply burn on free aim. Suppose a lot of these could be luminous, eh? Let's unequip his Pictos. And let's do the luminous first, I guess. Set. Okay. Let's see. I think we start cheap, but we look for the specific ones. After a free aim hit, base attack damage is increased by 50% for 1 turn. Increase break damage on base attack. Yeah. 20% chance to apply mark on free aim, yes. Plus 2 AP on damage, on dealing damage to a marked target once per turn. Okay. After a free aim hit, base damage is increased by 50%. Burning shots, burn on free aim. Plus 3 AP on killing an enemy. If I... After a free aim hit, base attack damage is increased by 50% for 1 turn. Burn on free aim. And then we are... Can I... Hold on. Point cost, yes. Ah. No. Yes? No, it's doing it horizontally. That's weird. Counterattack damage, AP on killing enemies. Increase break on base attack damage. And then that. There's no reason for me not to run that right now. And for her, we will do the same. We gotta get rid of her Pictos. So let's clear all them. Where are we? Alright, so. Start. Cheapish. Crit chance on burning enemies, yeah. Plus 2 AP dealing damage to a burning target. Counterattack damage. Free aim, free aim, free aim. Do that. Then you... We will do similar. Increase crit on burning enemies. Two AP dealing damage on a marked target. Three AP. All about free aim stuff. She's got a point left. But then we can go into Pictos. And we can see what they're missing. Or does it not tell me that? Oh no, it does. Does it not? It does. Yes, 5 lumina. Okay. So from here, we want to equip stuff that they're sort of missing, right? %25 increase counter damage. I guess. Sciel, yeah. And then you know what, maybe not empowering attack. Maybe we'll go with cleansing tint sounds good. And for you, increase base attack damage. Base attack applies defenseless for oops. Base attack damage. After a free aim hit, base attack damage is increased for 1 turn. Yeah? Okay. And now you basically have what's left. So powerful for 1 turn on base attack. And then that'll do. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think we are good. I believe we are good. Yeah, we have all the things. Okay. Is there another thing to do at camp? Right in the journal. Okay, my screen goes dark. Oh no, I cannot read. Gustave finds a spot. He spends some time writing in his journal. He writes about how the arm they crafted for him was incredibly useful against water-type Nevrons. He hopes one day his apprentices will read everything he wrote.
For
One
those
day.
who come after.
Check up on the others? I guess. I thought I already did that.
Been a long time since I've seen you play.
A gestural village.
Yeah. I still can't believe they exist. I mean, what other fairy tales are real?
This is ultimately a war of information. There's still too much we don't understand. Where the Paintress comes from? Why she does what she does? Who is she? 70 years and we still barely know anything.
And the man on the beach. Yeah, too many unknowns. But if we take down the Paintress, at least that gives future generations a chance to unravel the mystery.
You seem better than before.
Yeah. Holding it together. Shock's worn off. A bit. We can't bring anyone back. But I thought we can keep their spirit alive by pushing forward. And at least there's 3 of us now. The mission hasn't changed.
Tomorrow comes.
Tomorrow comes.
Cool. Does it change?
How did the gesture...
I'm not sure.
I can't wait.
Nope, okay. Find the gestural village in the middle of the ancient sanctuary to find a way across the sea. Alright. Well, that might be where we leave this little mini equipment upgrading type episode before we carry on to the next one. So, oop, we gotta face the right way. Vodlings that are here for this little short one, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for hanging out. You're the real ones. Oh, it's not cringe that I said that. You shut up. If you're watching this tomorrow, 10 years from now, long after I'm gone, you're awesome. And I am sure that you'll hear from me again. I will catch you in the next one. See ya.